Hey everyone, it's JoJo and I am back with a Beyblade Burst Sparking unboxing and review. I have the most anticipated Beyblade here. This is World Spriggan. Hashtag simp for shoe. Anyway, I bought this from Mall of Toys, which recently restocked their products of World Spriggan. So go ahead and head over to Mall of Toys, and also if you use the code JoJo5, you'll get $5 off of your first order. Alright, so here we have World Spriggan, front of the box, and of course it is famously known for being left and right rotation. Here is the back. We got some pretty cool parts in this booster. So World Spriggan 2B, or capital W, capital S, lowercase p, 2B. We have the Spriggan Sparking Chip, the World Ring, and there's only one of them. I know that looks like it's two, but it's when you flip it over, it changes rotation, so it's kind of like Master Diabolos. And then we have the 2B double chassis, which also has a mode change. And we have the driver Unite Dash. And here it is explaining the mode change. So there are two modes. There is defense and attack mode. Attack mode is when the chassis is fixed. Defense mode is when it is free spinning, and we'll explain that during the video. And yeah, this Beyblade has a lot of gimmicks, so let's just open it and get right into it. Alright, really quick, here is a look at the stickers, and it looks like there are stickers for both sides of the ring. Instructions and a little customized guide here. So go ahead and pause if you want to take a look at the combos featuring World Spriggan. And down here we have a certification challenge. I don't know what that is. But here we have the random booster teaser. I believe this is going to be the new Achilles. It's a shame it's going to be in a random booster because, yeah, I just don't like it when main character bays are in random boosters just because it's just harder to obtain. Alright, here we have the ring with the chip and everything. Just want to take a look at it real quick. Ooh, love that color on the bottom. I think that's, yeah, so that's left spin, the black and red part. And here we have the double chassis. Alright, so let's put this all together with the stickers and everything. And here we have World Spriggan. I'm actually going to start from right to left because this Beyblade, as I mentioned before, has so many gimmicks, so I think I'm going to start off with the simpler parts first, just so we can make this a little bit easier. So, the driver this Beyblade comes with is Unite Dash, and we have seen this before, so there's really no much to go over. I was a little disappointed that Unite Dash was part of the new World Spriggan, but Storm Spriggan did have the Unite driver as well, so I could kind of see why they wanted to put this with World Spriggan. I probably would have preferred like a new driver in general. Alright, so next up we have the chassis. This is a double chassis and it has two modes. So first of all, this is 2B, or the second balance type. The first balance chassis is 1B, which came with King Helios. So we have the second balance type of chassis. So this does have two modes. Right now, when you just have it apart, like, you know, just standalone, it has a free spinning aspect to the chassis. So this is defense mode. But once you attach this to your Beyblade, and depending on how you orient it, it could go into either attack mode or defense mode. And attack mode is when the chassis is fixed, so this will not move. And the way you put this in attack mode, again, depending on how you orient it, you want to have this arrow, like this translucent orange here, kind of aligned with the sharp part of this free spinning ring on the chassis, so that it has a better contact point and better attack point. And the way it becomes fixed, you can see these two little buttons here, and they do push down, and there are little like slots and little protrusions that will hold these down. So when these buttons are held down, this ring will not move. This middle ring on the chassis will not move. So you can see it is in a fixed position because I'm pushing on to that button. And I will demonstrate that when I talk about the ring and the sparking chip, which is right now. All right, so here we have World Spriggan, and let me talk about the aesthetics for a little bit because I absolutely love it. The sparking chip looks amazing. I love that split down the middle of the black and the gold, and you do have like gold stickers that goes on the black plastic and black stickers that go on the gold plastic. It's like a two-phase type of type of design, which is very fitting because it is left and right spin. So the top part, or this top part, this is right spin, and it looks very much like Spriggan Requiem, the aesthetic at least. You can see the same like silver here, the gold and everything. It just looks really nice. But when you flip it over, you really get a lot of Legend Spriggan vibes. Very, very sharp looking, kind of meaner looking compared to the other side. All right, so to change modes, obviously right now it's in right spin. You just take the GT chip, you take the sparking chip, flip it upside down, and you move these prongs to the other side. And on the inside, you can also see it says R for right spin, so you'll know what direction it is. And here it says L for left spin, and all you have to do is slide that in and lock it in. And now it is in left spin, and that looks so great. That looks awesome. Okay, yeah. So let's get on to the gimmicks now. Or the different abilities of it. So the mode change, again, is one of them. The mode change on the chassis is another gimmick. And another ability it has is like these burst locking systems. So you can see on the side of the ring, you see this pushes in, kind of like a rebound attack, but not really, because you can see this tab on the inside that will push against the prongs of the chassis. So that kind of acts as burst stopper. So it doesn't stay like that completely or fixed. It's only when another opponent's Beyblade hits it, so that will go in. And let's demonstrate. So right now, I'm just gonna put it in anyway. And let's put this, it's left spin, so let's put this all fixed together. All right, so you can see the tabs in there that'll block the prongs of the chassis. So when you just kind of align that there, you can see that it's pushing against it. Line that there, and it's a burst. So, but for example, let's say this is held in. You can't move that chassis. Like I'm trying to move this driver right here, and it's not moving. So that could act as a burst stopper. But how effective that will be, since it's only activated when it gets hit, I'm not sure. But still, I mean, when it does become useful, it'll work. So I don't see a losing strat in there anyway. Anyway, let's talk about how the mode changes work on the chassis. All right, so if you look closely on the layer, you can see a little divot there. You can also see kind of like a protrusion that'll push onto the button. So when you align this button into, into that slot, you can see that the shape is very similar. When you line the button into this slot, it will not be pressed, so it will be in defense mode. But if you just orient it like 180 degrees, it'll go into attack mode. So let's see, when I put it together, see where it aligns. All right, so right now you can see that orange button and the gap inside of the ring, and so this should be defense mode, because the button is not being pushed and it is free spinning. Defense mode. To put it into attack mode, you just turn this 180. Alright, and now you can see that the button will not go into that empty slot. It'll just be pushed up against part of the protrusion of the ring there. So when you put that together, it should be fixed. But a better way to make it into attack mode is to align this translucent part to this sharper part of the free spinning ring, so that it creates a better contact point or attack point. Did I do that right? Yeah, so that is attack mode. So yeah, you just gotta really pay attention how you orient the ring and the chassis together in order to get the mode that you want. So let's remove this and take a look at the prongs here, and it is quite different. So here we have the Hyperion sparking chip. I'm not sure what the technical term is. I'm just gonna call it prongs with the tab at the end, or I'm just gonna call it tabs. Anyway, so you can see that this is completely full. That's normal. Now let's take a look at Valkyrie's chip. You can see that there is a little gap there as well. If we'll focus, there you go. So you can see there's a little gap. This one, huge gap. It's only in the middle, gap on both sides. So that's, I mean, I get it because this Beyblade has so many gimmicks. They gotta nerf it somehow, right? So I guess that's one way they could do it. So that is a major difference between all of the other sparking chips. And also, this has metal in the middle. Kind of like how the Diabolos chips have metal. And also they could switch rotation as well. So we got some sparking chips here. We're going to compare them because some of them have metal. So here is Spriggan 4.17. Compared that to something like Hyperion that doesn't have any metal, 3.24. And then let's see how much the Diabolos weighs compared to both. 4.05. That's the darker version, and then so the Abyss version, just a little bit heavy, but around the same. So this one's definitely a little bit heavier, but is it heavier than the Lucifer chip? Let's see. Definitely not, and I do not have the Solomon chip, so I don't have the ability to compare that. Next up, we have the ring, 9.93, and then we got the 2B double chassis, 46.5. Okay, let's compare that to something like 2D. Oh, this one's 1 gram heavier. Well, also I did have, this is an awakened version, so of course it's going to be a little bit less, so I could kind of see how they would be a little bit on the same, they would be probably on the same weights if I didn't have this one awakened. And all together now, 66.77. All right, test launch time. So the way I'm going to test launch this is kind of based on the chassis. So right now it's in attack mode, which is a fixed position, and I want to do a soft launch and see how well it could, you know, do some LAD. I think the answer is kind of obvious, might be defense, but let's do it just to see what happens. All right, slowing down. All right, yeah, pretty bad when it comes to the LAD. Let's flip this 180 degrees. Now it's in defense mode. I didn't really see much of a difference between the two, but I could kind of see that how this would have more potential. Maybe it's not really about the LAD, but more about the stamina it could give in either mode. But let's just keep it in defense mode for now, because I want to move on to a spin test. And since I already have Super Hyperion out, let's give it a go. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, really close, but gotta give that one to World Spriggan. I guess the chassis helped it out after all. So, let's just move right on to left spin. 3, 2, 1, go. Just gonna let that one play out. Ooh, Hyperion actually outspun World Spriggan in left spin. Alright you guys, that is where I'm going to end this unboxing and review video of World Spriggan from Beyblade Burst Sparking. Overall, I think it's got a lot of potential. Its overall shape, how round it is, definitely got some potential for stamina, which is usually the case for a lot of the Spriggan releases. And I cannot wait to test out some combos for World Spriggan. What do you guys think about this Beyblade? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you next time with more Beyblade Burst. See you soon.